In 200 AD, Saint Clement of Alexandria wrote his book, the Stromata. In it he writes, "The mysteries of the faith are not to be divulged to all. It is requisite to hide in a mystery the wisdom spoken, which the Son of God taught." Here, Saint Clement is pointing towards the topic of our course, esoteric Christianity. The word esoteric has the root eso, which means interior or within, and esoteric, coming from the Greek word esoterikos, means something intended to be revealed only to the initiates of a certain group, something understood or meant for only the select few who have a special knowledge or interest. Saint Clement is telling us that there are mysteries within the Christian doctrine, and they're not normally exposed unless you've had some type of special teaching. And we can find within the New Testament what Jesus states about the mysteries. In Matthew 13, it's written, "And the disciples came and said to him," Jesus, "Why do you speak to them in parables?" He answered and said to them, "Because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given." Normally, everybody seems to think that these mysteries are exposed by some simple reading of the Bible. But actually, the word itself, mystery, mysterion in Greek, means something secret. Mystery means something of which initiation is necessary, something related to a secret doctrine. It comes from the mustes, the word mustes, meaning one who is initiated. So Saint Clement is telling us that there are those who are initiated and they can understand the mysteries. And Jesus is saying that there are some who are initiated into his teachings and they understand the mysteries. But for those who are not initiated, what they understand is something else. They understand it at their own level. This is the power of the parable. In fact, the full quote of Saint Clement is as follows: "The mysteries of the faith are not to be divulged to all. But since this tradition is not published alone for him who perceives the magnificence of the world, it is requisite therefore to hide in a mystery the wisdom spoken, which the Son of God taught." In other words, there are different types of people, some who are ready, some who perceive the true magnificence of the world. This is him alluding to the initiates, those who are initiated into that mystery, into understanding the esoteric Christianity. And for those who are not ready, they understand a lesser teaching, a teaching that is more appropriate for them. If we go to the Old Testament, which of course is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament is the Torah of Judaism. The mystical commentary of the Zohar writes, "All matters in the Torah are of a superior nature and are uppermost secrets. Woe to those wicked who say that the Torah is merely a story and nothing more, for they look at the dress and no further." So the mysterious, initiated, or esoteric doctrine of Christianity finds its roots in the Old Testament, which also has an esoteric doctrine. St. Paul in the 1 Corinthians 3 says, "And I, brethren, could not speak to you as to spiritual people, but as to carnal, as to babes in Christ. I fed you with milk and not with solid food or meat, for until now you were not able to receive it, and even now you are still not able. During this time, it was very important to keep those who are not prepared for the esoteric doctrine, to give them a teaching which would help prepare them. And for those who were prepared, it was very important to give them that same inner esoteric doctrine that we have been speaking about. And the very beautiful nature of the Bible and many other scriptures is that both of those teachings are within the same books, within the same scriptures. And as Jesus states, those who have ears to hear it and eyes to see it, they see the level of the teaching which they can comprehend. And as Paul states, some are not ready for the meat. They're not ready for the solid food. They're ready for the milk. So this is the way it has been for a long time. Unfortunately, the modern forms of Christianity that are very popular and prevalent deny an esoteric aspect to Christianity. And just as the Zohar has stated, what happens is that they inherit only the cloak, only the outer dress of the teachings, which are good for a certain level, but they never have, or somehow, through some series of events, lost the inner doctrine, the esoteric doctrine, the esoteric form of Christianity. Without the esoteric level of the teachings, the tradition as a whole suffers an incoherence. If you literally read the Bible, you'll find all sorts of contradictions. For someone who critically analyzes that, if there's no inner teaching, then all that can be seen is something that contradicts itself, or something that appears superficial. And this is a main reason why many people have left their traditional religion, because they only can find the lower level, the milk, and they are ready to receive the solid food, the meat. There are good, legitimate reasons to have an inner doctrine. But today, things have obviously changed quite a bit from 2,000 years ago. Today, we live in an age of information. For today, it is more important to set that information correct, because not everybody who states that they have the inner teachings legitimately has them. So we need to clarify exactly what this esoteric Christianity is.